I did draw.
Oh, what did you draw?
Just a person got stuck in the curtain.
In a curtain?
I mean, like, it's kind of new.
Yeah?
Just, a person got stuck in the curtain. So, kind of like I'm just learning poses, but also learning how to draw fabric.
Okay, that's interesting. And tell me, Jenny, what are your plans for tomorrow?
I don't know, anything that's come to happen for my head.
Okay, and tell me, Jenny, are you do you miss school?
I don't know, maybe like how I would miss my friend, but also I don't really know about the education there. Well, sure, might be normal, but what if it's just not?
And tell me, Jenny, have you spoken to some of your friends?
Nah, I don't see them answers.
Okay. So, Jenny, last time we did, we carried on with the vocabulary. So we're just going to recap from here. So we had the words here, a couple, a dozen, a pair. What we did, we're just going to recap this. So can you tell me which picture is a couple?
It's number 5.
Yeah, a dozen.
Number 1.
Dozen.
Number 3.
Yeah. How many is a dozen?
A lot.
Yeah, 12. Okay, so that's a dozen. And tell me, a pair.
4.
Mm-hmm. A quartet.
Quartet. Number 1.
Yes. Triplets.
Number 6.
And 12-ish.
Number 2.
Well done. Excellent. Okay. Now let's have a look at the next one. Okay. More 20 somethings wants to be homeowners than ever before. According to the research done on behalf of the council, a mortgage lender CML. What is a mortgage? The word in cursive. Is it a small sum of money, a type of property, or a loan for a house?
A loan for a house.
Yes, well done. And then can you do number 2 for us?
The CML has asked young people the same questions about home ownership and aspiration periodically since 1975. So the aspiration
Mm-hmm.
A,
So if I am aspiring to be someone,
B,
desire. Yes, there we go. And then the next one, number 3.
as term time starts soon are being worn by shelter, the housing charity, or beware of scam involving privately, privately rented property. So scams, then that's just a tricks to get somebody money.
Yes, well done. And number 4.
2 million people in Great Britain know someone who has either lost money or had problem retrieving the deposit. So A, getting back.
Yes, well done. That was really good, Jenny. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Okay, so the words and phrases, number 1 to 5, 1 to 15. You're gonna tell me which ones are positive. You're gonna write P for positive, N for negative, and NL for neutral. Okay, so you got 2 minutes to do that. Number 1 to 15.
So advanced in years, and that's P.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient, that's neutral. Decrepit, that's negative, getting on, that's positive, I guess. Mature, neutral, not as young as one was, neutral, not long for this world, negative, octogenarian, that's negative, or if they have a good health, then that's
So
positive.
octogenarian is someone who's in their 80s.
Yeah, so if they have good health, that's just neutral. But
Yes, that's neutral. Well done.
okay, over the hill, negative, has it, I forgot that. What does has it mean? Hmm. So has it negative has one's prime negative, senior that's positive, senior positive, neutral. I think I'm done.
Okay, let's have a look. So advanced in years, yeah. Okay, that can be neutral or positive, yes. Ancient, neutral, yes. Three, decrepit, yeah. Negative, well done. Elderly, neutral. Getting on, yes. Positive, mature. Mature can also be positive, yeah. And then not as young as one was, yeah. Neutral. Not long for the world, yes. Over the hill, yes. Well done, senile. If we have senile, yeah. To be senile is to be crazy.
Oh,
Yeah. So that one is going to be negative.
I misremembered it as senior.
Okay, senior, yes, the rest is correct. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Okay, so now we have those words here. Okay, so match the words from exercise 3. So this is exercise 3 above with the definitions A to F. Okay, can you complete this for us? A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Okay, so old and weak, then that's just elderly, confused and no longer able to remember things or look after yourself because of old age, then that's 9. Octogenarian, a person who's between 80 and 90 years old. 9.
So 80 and
Yeah,
that's correct. Well done.
approaching death. 10. Over the hill. Hmm.
Uh, Not long for this world.
Okay, but isn't it as the same meaning?
So not long for this world is person who is basically busy dying.
Okay, and over the hill.
Oh, someone is over the hill. They are
Not here. Oh, shit.
ancient. Yes, that means they're over the hill. They had many years. Okay,
Okay. A person
perfect.
who is between 70 and 79 years old. That's a teen. Wait, I still don't
Yes,
know how to spell it. Septuagenarian.
yes. Septuagenarian. Yes, well done.
Very old or having existed for a long time. That's 10.
Ooh, so over the hill. Okay, so sorry, Jenny. So over the hill is approaching death. But if someone is very old, they are
Okay.
ancient. Okay, there we go. Okay, well done. Any questions so far, Jenny?
No.
Okay, so moving on to the next part. Write a paragraph about your family and your future in which you use at least five of. Okay, so you're going to tell me about, we're not going to write, you're going to tell me about your family. Okay, so who? So what is applicable to which person? I'm going to give an example. So my grandmother, she's quite ancient because she is a very old person and has been living for many years. I get on with all my family members. Um, my brother is quite mature and um, and one of my uncles, he is over the hill, and the doctor hasn't given him a long time to live. My uncle, he's a septuagenarian. He is the age of 75, and and I think my one of my aunts is past her prime. Okay. So now it is your turn to tell me about your family members using five of these words.
So, okay. Um, 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 my grandmother is
Mm,
getting on with her life, and she was not as young as she was before in her prime.
yeah.
She she is septuagenarian, and
Yes.
even if she is the elder person in the family, she still have her same humor as always.
Ah, that was really good, Jenny. Fantastic. I like that. That was really good. Okay, now moving on to the next part. And now that we know how to use it, okay, so we are going to exam information true, false, or not given. This type of question test, if you can identify whether information is correct or not, you are given a factual statement and you have to check in a text if it is true. It is important not to use your own knowledge to answer the question. The answer must come from the text. If the text confirms the statement, your answer should be true. If the text says the opposite is true, your answer should be false. If it's impossible to know from the text if the statement is true or not, your answer should be not given. The information in the text will be in the same order as the questions. Okay. As the answers are in the same orders as the text, do not waste time going back to the beginning of a text, find an answer to a question. Always keep reading on. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, Jenny, read the text and when one of the topics on the right, okay, debt, marriage, guilt, accommodation, participation in society, okay, if one of the topics is not mentioned at all, but do not reread the text to find. It is a good idea always to keep in mind the next two topics. If you find the second one, then the first one is probably not mentioned. Move on to the next topic if you come to the end of the text and you find there is more than one topic that you have not found. Then you can have another look at the text. Okay. So let's have a look at this one. I just want to see how. Okay, there we go. So let's quickly read the text. Okay, but bear in mind the topics that we're going to is debt, marriage, guilt, accommodation, participation in society. Okay, so Jenny, can you read for us the article?
I don't know accommodation mean.
Accommodation means a place to stay.
Okay. So,
Okay, good.
okay.
Mhm.
For British teenager and 20-somethings today, life is increasingly become unfair. The world into which they are entering is more testing and uncertain than the one their parents negotiated at the same age. Finding a stable career is harder. Home ownership is a high dream, and while higher education may be more accessible, rising student debt lesson is about that.
Okay,
Okay.
excellent.
And national debt is something they will paying off for years. It
Mhm.
is a scenario that has been seized by publisher Ed Halker and Shiv Malik, both 29, have just finished book completely dedicated to the subject when they begin their work. They assume that their constricting circumstances were of their own making. At first, we were kind of upset with ourselves, Malik said. We thought it's our fault we're lazy. We're not working hard enough, but we found ourselves getting increasingly angry and realized we were just justified in feeling that the whole country had forgotten about the young. Hmm.
Mhm.
So that's guilt.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. That's
okay.
good.
He compared what the Norwegian did with their North Sea oil revenue, investing until a £300 billion just for subsequent generation.
Subsequent generations.
Subsequent generations to what we the subsidized tax break binge for a few decades. He said it was not a surprise that so many reach 30s but don't feel as though they have entered adulthood in any meaningful sense. So
Okay.
this one
There we go. Okay. And then can you read the last part for us?
renting, oh, this is just that. Oh,
Read further because renting, is it about the place where you stay?
oh, okay. Renting is the most wait. Renting is most common among 25 to 35 years old, but the instability of 6-month contract may forming relationship and cohabitation difficult. The Malik said he had moved flat 10 times in 10 years. He and his wife now live in a house with a friend. They have iPad and world travel if they save enough, but home ownership or a decent job with decent pay is more unlikely. So there's a place
What's
to
that
stay,
about?
a place to stay like you said.
Yes, accommodation. Yes, well done. And then the last part. Okay.
Hauke admitted that some baby boomer parents helped their children financially, but this was no use. Nothing is going to slow down social mobility more than ensuring young people end up living their life their parents can afford for them. The last thing this country needs is some kind of battle of generation, but we need to start thinking seriously about what kind of future we want, and if our generation is going to fix that, we need to be active in our communities and in politics. Um,
Mhm.
hmm, this
So,
also
so that's about participation in.
society.
Yes, there we go. So, did they mention anything about marriage?
No,
No, they didn't. Well done. That was really good. So if it is, then we say, so debt is true. Marriage, it is not given. Guilt, definitely. Accommodation, yes. And participation in society. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Now, exactly what you did there, let's have a look at the next exercise, okay? So, try to anticipate what the answers might look like before you search for it in the text. You may find it a lot quicker this way, and good timing is essential in a test. Paraphrase the expressions A to C in as many ways as you can. Okay. So let's have a look at number two. Okay. Do you know what means paraphrase?
Um, what?
Okay. So with this one, paraphrase the expressions proportion, unemployed, and the highest level. Okay. Do you know what means paraphrase?
No.
Okay, so when we paraphrase something, okay, it is when we have a word where we can rephrase it, or it can mean the same in different texts. Okay. For example, if we look at proportion, okay, proportion can mean. Let me just show you here. Proportion. It can. Proportion. Date, national, something office, your publishers. Communicated. So there we go. Most media authority.
I don't think they have a portion or meaning about that.
Yeah. Now let's look at the answers to 1 to 3. What proportion of people under 25 are unemployed at the moment? Okay, wait. Sorry, Jenny. This is my mistake. I reference back to the. Okay. So we're going to read this part here. Okay. Can you read this article and then we're going to do the exercise?
The increase in young unemployment, as those who have little or no job experience lose out to older workers in increasingly competitive appointment processes has given rise to concern. More than 1 in 6 young people are out of work, raising fears of a lost generation of potential workers. Official data showed yesterday that in the 3 months to June, the number of those under 25 and out of work has soared by 50,000 or 6% to 928,000 as school and college leavers have been unable to find jobs. Some 722,000 of these are aged 18 to 24, while the remaining 600 206,000 are aged 16 to 17. The jobless rate among the 18 to 24 age group at about in 6 is closing it in on the all-time high of 17.8%, set in March 1998 after the 1990s recession.
Okay, so now, what proportion of people under 25 are unemployed at the moment?
So 50,000.
50,000, yeah. How many people between 16 and 25? Okay, so that's under 20 are unemployed. Oh, no, that's not the we need the percentage, the portion. So, what proportion of people under 25 are unemployed at the moment?
Percentage, and that's 6%. Six, well, more than in 6 young people are out of work.
Yes, 1 in 6. Okay. And then how many people between 16 and 25 are unemployed? Those are
Hmm. So, short 550,000.
yes. Okay. And what is the highest level of unemployment so far?
The 17.8%.
Yes, 17.8%. Well done, Jenny. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Okay, we're gonna do this one. You will need to watch for this exercise. Okay, you want next one. Okay. The two texts below are of the same word length. They are both about current trend of 30-something marriages. In text one, the writer argues in favor them, whereas in text two, the writer suggests that getting married younger could be better. Start with text one, make a note on your starting time. Read each paragraph as fast as you can without stopping for unknown vocabulary, but make sure you try to understand what you read. You can check this each time by answering the simple question at the end of each paragraph. First, of all, without looking back at what you have just read, if you cannot answer the questions, you are probably reading too fast, and you will have to read the paragraph again to answer the question. If you can answer it correctly, move on to the next paragraph, but try to read a little faster than the one before. Make a note of your finishing time. Okay, so can you read for us text number one?
I married in both 20s and my 30s. I was 28 the first time and my wife was 22. While we're talking about numbers, it's probably worth mentioning that our combined emotional age was about 17. We were both carrying baggage not from previous relationship but from childhood and adult scenes, which meant that we were both still working on our identities. We weren't unusual in this respect. 21st century Westerners enjoy a protracted indulgence during which it can be risky to make any commitments.
So, how many times has the writer been married?
Mm, what? How many? Right? I don't know.
Okay, so that means you're reading too fast. So let's read it a little bit slower.
I married in my above 20s and my 30. So that's one,
Both, meaning,
two.
there we go. So you see, pay attention to what you read, Jenny. And in the next one, okay, so now you're going to read the next one for us.
Um, Anyway, we had been together for 2 years before we blended into marriage. Our reasons were unlaudable enough love, wanting to be together, that kind of things. What we hadn't done was to talk seriously about what we wanted from life in terms of kid, career, where to live, what value to hold dear, and so on, probably because we didn't have a clue. About 3 years into the marriage, it became apparent that our views on this matter were diverging. The relationship began to unravel, and I was divorced by the age of 32, 33.
Okay, so the question is, did the author divorce because he and his wife had very different backgrounds?
No,
And what was the reason?
I mean, maybe
Hmm? So why did they divorce?
they don't feel the same for each other anymore.
What about the ideas about the future?
Yeah, but I thought she was already.
Okay, so they had different views. Okay. And then the
Okay.
next one, let's have a look at this one. Okay. You read this one for us.
After a 3-year courtship, I remarried last month at 37. When Clara and I met, we both had well-established career, friends, values, wants, and tastes. Far from making us inflexible, part of the fun had been exploring each other's substantial world. I met Clara most of interesting friends. She met both of mine and showed her how to eat oyster. She taught me that sunflower are edible. I was introduced to the wonders of Cornwall. Clara was surprised to find out what about my love of musicals. We both had disposable income and our own flats, so our courtship was characterized by great meals at holiday, lazy Sunday mornings. It was sophisticated, hedonistic, and fun.
Hedonistic and fun, yeah. So, true or false, Jenny? The writer is saying that it is better to get married when both partners have already established their own identities.
True,
It is true. Well done. Okay, now the last one. Can you read that one for us?
not in a way that left us unprepared for oil and practicality. Though we had our first child,
Practicality.
practically,
Like practicality.
practicality.
There we go.
Though we had our first child a year ago and our life is unrecognizable from what described above, that we love it and each other even more because we were already and we knew what we wanted. So for me, unless you're a particularly pre- precocious or self-aware 20-something, the 30s are a better bet for marriage.
Okay, so true or false, Jenny? The writer suggests that his experience is clear evidence that getting married in your 30s is always better.
True?
Mm-mm. And why would it be false? Okay, read it again for us.
I well, true.
No, it's false
Uh,
because
Okay.
there are exceptions.
Okay.
Okay, there are exceptions. Okay, so Jenny, I want you to read a little bit slower than usual so we know what we are reading. Okay, so can you read the next text for us?
I got married when I was 26 and my husband 28. It was a whirlwind romance and although my friends and family said they were delighted, they were also clearly shocked at the speed of events. There were even bets at the office we were both worked as to whether would last until Christmas. That was 8 years ago. At the risk of sounding super smart, I am pleased to report that not only are we still together, but we are still happy. Other marriage is usually part of a predictable progression within a relationship. For us to do something so ordinary seemed out of the ordinary, partly because none of our friends had planned to settle down, but mostly because neither had we until we met each other.
Okay, so true or false? The writer was surprised at her own decision to marry in her 20s.
True?
Yes, she was. Okay, quite smart in a world. Yes. Okay, and then let's read the next one.
We saw marriage at the beginning of a great adventure. The first 5 years was spent having fun. We now have two beautiful daughters and have a massive mortgage. And although I would be lying if I said we feel like a love-struck teenager every day, when times get tough, we start strength not only from each other but also the knowl- knowledge that a family is built on foundations forged entirely from love. not convenience, body clock related desperation, or unromantic inventability.
Inevitably.
Inevitably,
There we go. So, do the writer and her husband own their own house?
yes.
And why do you say yes?
They said they have a massive mortgage and two beautiful daughters.
Yes, there we go. Well done, Jenny. Now, the next one. Can you read for us the next one?
Our first year of marriage was probably the hardest as we learned to adjust the rhythm not only of each other but of married life. For example, he likes staying in bed, I rose with the lock. I like long walks. He preferred short taxi rides. His ideal Sunday was in the pub watching football, mine in a keen self-furnishing department. I like rock music. He liked Leonard Cohen.
Okay, so true or false? The writer found it hard to get used to living with somebody who is different to her and also to being married.
True.
Yes, well done, Jenny. Can you read the last one there for us?
We are still very distinct people, but we have learned to compromise and appreciate our difference. This day, I am a connoisseur of the all-day lying. Why he loved walking. I still hate football, but I realized that for him. There was IKEA. We saw Lena Cohen last month, and both agreed it was the best concert ever. Neither of us can really remember what life was like before we met. And without wanting to sound too irritating, I think we'd have married even earlier had we met in time.
Okay, so true or false, Jenny? The writer thinks that a successful marriage is more about finding the right person than about marrying at a certain age.
Um, False?
Why do you say false?
Actually, I do not. But successful marriage mean like a happy life, right?
Okay, so read it again. Read it again.
Hmm. So true.
Yeah, I think we would have married even earlier had we met in time. So it's not about age. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, so well done, Jenny. Now do the statements on the left answer. Okay, to the questions on the right. Put a tick when they do. Put a tick when they do, and write not given if they do not. Okay. Um, the report showed engage in us. Wait, I don't want to do this one. Yeah, we're rather going to do this. Sorry, Jen, I'm going to move on to this one. Read the statements and the text below and write true if the text confirms the information. False if it's the opposite, and not given if they don't give enough information. So, example, unemployment is now worse than it has ever been over the last 14 years. True, because the text says that unemployment is at a 14-year high. So you have to give a reason why it is true, false, true or false, and when it's not given, you don't have to give a reason. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I just want to, there we go. So can you read for us this part?
More than 1 in 6 young people are out of work, raising fears of a lost generation of potential workers as unemployment hits a 14-year high. Even McDonald's, a brand synonymous
Anonymous.
with today's young, appear to snub its main customer base with a new campaign to boost the recruitment of all staff. According to the Lancaster University study commissioned by the company, customer satisfaction was 20% higher in those branches employing workers over 60. At present, 1,000 of McDonald's 75,000 workers in Britain are over 60. Young people were granted some help yesterday as Morrison, Britain's fourth largest supermarket, said that it would employ an extra 2,000 workers this year, having already surpassed the 5,000 jobs that had said it would create this year. As job losses have mounted during the recession, supermarkets have been among their biggest recruiter. Morrison said yesterday that a part of the new job would be filled by recruits aged 18 to 24. The jobs include vacancies for butchers, bakers, and fishmongers, as well as checkout operators. Morrison's trained staff first on food economy and is aiming to train 100,000 workers to NVQ Level 2 by next spring.
Okay, so based on what we have read now, McDonald's is busy after school hours because young people are the main customer. Is this true or is this false?
Okay.
Hmm? True or false or not given?
Not given.
Correct. Well done. And in McDonald's, customer satisfaction is partly dependent on who the customers are served by.
Hmm, Not given.
No, it is given. Okay.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's in the text, but you have to tell me if it's true or false.
false.
Mm-mm. So why would it be true?
According to a Lancaster University study commissioned by the company, customer satisfaction was 20% higher in those branches employing workers over 60.
Yeah, so you see customer satisfaction, customer satisfaction. Okay. So Chinny, what you're going to do is I'm going to send you the text and then you're going to answer number 1 to 7 with your reasons for me. Chinny, did you learn something new today?
Yeah,
Fantastic. Did you enjoy it?
yeah.
Well done, Jenny. I'm very proud of you. Well done on the reading part. I will send this for you for homework and then I'll see you on Sunday. Bye bye, Jenny. Have a great day.
Okay, bye bye.